evening, Damon. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Welcome to your training session for this evening. This shouldn't take too long. This is a bit of a session on introducing you to efficiently pouring a top shelf spirit within the gaming room. So, as you know, you would have read through an email I sent you to give you a bit of introduction onto what we were doing today.
Yep.
So you're familiar with services within our venue.
Yep.
You work in the bistro. I know you've done a bit of training in the gaming room, not too much, but this is just to introduce you into this whole new standard we're bringing into the gaming room within our venue.
Sure.
So to start off with, that's what we're doing. And what I would like to touch on is why we're doing this as well, because we're working with expensive spirits. We kind of want to look like we know what we're doing, which makes us look good, makes the customer return and all that kind of thing within the gaming room. So what we'll do to start off with is, I know that you're a bit of a visual learner.
Yep.
And you like to hear things. Yep. Along with reading. So what I'll do is, to start off with, we'll read through this, which is just a welcome into what we're doing today.
Right.
So there's just a few things we'll touch on. So you can follow through and I'll read through what we're going to be touching on today. So the reason we're here is the new standard of service being introduced into our gaming room, which you're aware of. The overall service standards have been raised, especially around the repeat return of customers. So obviously the better service we give, the more people are going to come back, and we rely on word of mouth within our gaming room. So things to remember is greetings and customer interactions are just the start of delivering good service. With a bar with a top shelf as one of our new features, a perfect pour spirit can be the major deciding factor in the return of a customer repeatedly, as to the experience of what they have previously had. And what they'll do, they'll make word of mouth, we sort of rely on that kind of, we can't advertise within the gaming room, so
yep.
We get that word of mouth happening around with gamers. That's a really good thing too. So good customer service is appreciated and valued. Customer service appreciation in the gaming room can lead to staff receiving cash tips for the good customer service they've been delivering. So that's kind of a cool thing that you can be a part of within the gaming room. Yeah, so you can.
More
that's
and your weight, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. So one thing important. This is one of the basis of our training here today. So spirits are a high-costing product, so it's very important that when you're pouring, time and care is taken to make the perfect spirit pour. So what we've got to remember within our venue, every product is costed and counted. Stock take is monitored at a monthly occurrence, and so extra care is needed and encouraged to be practiced at all times when in spirit pouring. Excuse me. So you're very aware of how we run with all our stock. So this is just something to perfect once again, and again, delivering good service in the gaming room up to new standards. So just a few things we'll touch on is, before we really get into this, so a bit of work health and safety. So we're using the function room at our venue at the moment. So if for any reason there's a fire or any emergency, we know we enter out the main door here and meet on Victoria Street corner. Another thing that I'd like to make sure of is that we have a nice clear working space underneath us. So there's nothing, so we've got nothing here. Yep. You moved the ice bucket before, which was really good initiative. You don't want to trip over or look like a fool or hurt yourself either behind the bar when you're working. So there are a few things that you always need to be aware of. So we'll just continue up on here too, just a couple more things on work health and safety, and we'll touch on goals, and then we can get into getting a bit of practice and getting in there.
Sweet.
So another thing in the gaming room, as I said, you might get tips here and there. If people have a bit of a win, they might shout a round of drinks. Sometimes that includes you.
Yeah.
Never are you to ever drink alcohol when on shift. You're very aware of that. That's against RSA.
So we just print out a receipt and sit on top of that.
You can print a receipt. Yeah, that's another issue. But yeah, no drinking on the job. So yeah, you might be able to drink that after on your shift and that kind of thing. But just very clear, no drinking for any reason while on the job. That's very important and very much against RSA and the law, as you're aware of. So another thing, just with safety in the gaming room, RSA, we have to pay extra attention to RSA, because when we are dealing, especially with the top shelf spirits, they do have a higher alcohol content, so we kind of want to spend that bit of extra time or put that bit of extra eye on what we're, you know, selling to the customers. You know, people get excited with a wing. We don't want to just load them up because, you know, we might end up with a situation. Again, that's another story, and we could go into another training session for that. So yeah, we want to be extra careful. So, you know, 1 or 2 shots and let them go, or, you know, kind of thing. You want to, if they've had enough, if they're already intoxicated at the time, obviously we're not going to go through that. Again, that's just something that we need to be extra aware of. Another thing with customer behaviour in the gaming room, we have an obligation to make sure that you're comfortable and safe. Sometimes in the gaming room, gamers get aggressive if they're losing or something like that. Again,